Good evening, Nisit, Sashwat, Advait, Snehamai, Itimai. So today we are going to begin. Okay, people are joining. So good evening. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Okay. So today we are going to read something called narration. How many of you know about that? What is narration? Good evening, Arpita. Good evening, Rudransh. Utkal Sahu. Good evening, Manisha, Swati. Good evening, everyone. Mansi. You are Kanupriya. Good evening, Kanupriya. Yes, so I have got an answer that is narration is something related to direct and indirect speech. Very good. Let me share the screen for you. Yes, Ahana. I think I know you. So, wait a second. So, you can see it is written what is narration. You can see that, right? So, narration, the word narration is the noun form of the verb narrate, right? So, what do we mean here? By narrate, we mean something somebody has spoken or somebody has thought of, and you are what describing that, right? Talking about that. That is called narrate. We normally narrate a story, we normally narrate something we've seen, an incident, and yes, very good, Shantanu. It is presenting the words of a speaker is called narration. So we basically know something called speech. Some of you have also mentioned that it is about direct and indirect speech. So it is also called reported. You know what is reported? It is just like the indirect speech. Okay. So when we say something which is the exact thing, yes. So it is, I'm going to repeat that. What is it? Narration. So narration is something that we, like what? We try to describe somebody else's, like what? Thing, description, or we are telling the thing that somebody else has spoken, or let us say a speaker. Okay, like Shantanu has very well mentioned it. Presenting the words of a speaker is called narration. So when we say exactly the way the speaker said, okay, whatever the speaker has said, if we are mentioning it exactly, then it is called the direct speech. Okay, when we exactly mention the thing that is said, that is called the direct speech. And when we try to speak that particular thing in our own, in a reported manner, or we just report it, in that case, it is called the indirect speech. Let us move on to the next slide. So there are two ways of narrating events: storytelling. Okay. That is called direct and indirect. Direct and indirect speech. So in direct speech, the exact remarks or the speech of the narrator is said, right? Using the exact words, right? So when we say using the exact words, we also mean the exact time. Means if I will say that I am teaching now. Suppose it is said, she said, I am teaching now. Got it? What is the meaning of reported? Swati, reported is just like the indirect speech. The other name for indirect speech is called reported. Right? Yeah. And Banali in own words is like, yes. Means it is not in our own words. We just like try to explain it the way it has to be explained. Okay. We do not take the liberty of using our own words when we are reporting something or when we are mentioning something. We just mention what is the feeling of that particular person and what is the thing that has been said using the proper tense. Okay. So, Banali, she said she is teaching. No, incorrect. You have to always keep a watch on this. You know what is it called? It is called the reporting verb. Okay. And why I'm writing here, I'm teaching now, because it is in the direct speech. How would you know that it is in the direct speech? You will always find these inverted commas. Okay. What are these called? These are called inverted. Upside down, no? How do we write commas? Like this. We normally use comma in this place, but it is used means at the top of this, right? So it is called inverted commas. So you will know from these commas that it is in the direct speech. And in the direct speech, we exactly write, even without changing the what tense. Now, when you say said, this means past tense, right? Narration. Just have a look at this. Okay. Art with Snemai, you said I do not understand narration. Narration is just the name for direct to means direct speech and indirect speech. You might have already done this. You might have seen or heard about it, right? Yeah. She said that she was teaching at that time. Very good, Rabindra Pallai. So it is, you should always keep a watch on this. You just have to see in which tense it is in. The past tense. So when I'm writing or converting this thing into past, means what indirect speech, I will say right here, she said that she was teaching. Now, you know, now is a present tense word, right? So it is, I'm sorry, Kirtana. Yes, correct. Correct, Kirtana. It is like that. So she was teaching at that time, but you can also write then. Now can also be written as then. We also change this word because it is a present tense word, right? We write now while we are using present progressive or present continuous tense, right? So that is why it is changing. So art with Snehamai, please, you can now understand this. Or we have an example here also. You can see that. Sorry, just a second. I'm just sharing it again. Okay, so just give me a second, guys. So, sharing. So we were talking about here, right? Uh, so we are going through this example where Rashi said, I am having the lunch with my family, and you'll find here that, see, in this she is using present tense, but here it is in past tense, because you will always have to keep a watch on this, whether this verb is in the present tense or in the past tense. So you can have a quick look at this. Barnali, is it okay? Now can you see the presentation? Yes. No, wait a second. Now, yeah, you will be able to see it now. Just wait for 5 minutes. You will be able to see it. Wait a second. Visible? I guess you can see it now. I'm sharing it again. Wait a second. going on? Wait, wait. Is it visible now? I guess it is visible. Yeah, audible. Voice is audible. Voice is audible, and I guess your this presentation is also visible to everyone. Yeah. Okay. So we were here, right? We were talking about there are two ways. So to express what someone has said, we have already discussed about it. One is called, so I think someone was asking me that what is reported speech. You can see it here. It is written here that indirect speech is also called reported speech or indirect narration. Narration is just the name for that speech. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shantanu. You're audible and your screen is also visible. Now you can see here we have direct speech, that is also known as quoted speech and direct narration. So I don't think it will be now difficult for you to understand if someone is saying narration and not saying direct speech and indirect speech. And art with Snehama, you were asking me that you finding it difficult. I guess now you finding it easy, right? Yes. So now let us move on to the next slide, which is saying I was just talking about the reporting verb, right? So which one is reporting verb? This one. And you know, it is very, very important. You will always have a watch on this. Okay. So your conversion, your changing the direct speech into indirect speech will never go wrong. Okay. Always keep a watch on this particular word. The tense of this word. Okay. So, what is the reporting verb? Reporting verb is the word or the verb that is to indicate or quoted or reported speech are called the reporting verb. So, verbs used to indicate quoted or reported speech are called reporting verbs. Then let us move on to the next. See, he says, I will never forget you. So, if it is he says, if it is he said, then it is he would never forget me, right? He said, if it is says, so we don't need to change, he will never forget me. He said to me, finish your work. He said that I should finish my work, right? So it is also written, besides, you can use many other verbs to make what you say much more interesting and informative, right? For example, he proposed me to finish my work, he ordered me to finish. It depends upon what is, like, who is the speaker, what is the meaning of the speaker when he's saying and or she's saying, and we are going to use these words. We cannot just loosely use these words. We have to check what kind of a sentence, whether the sentence is an order, whether the sentence is a request, whether it is an advice, a piece of advice, I'm sorry. So then we are able to use such words. We cannot just loosely use these words, right? So next slide. It is said, so you can see here, say to, says to, said to in indirect speech may remain unchanged in direct speech, and or you may change them into tell, tells, told respectively in indirect speech. So you can either say to, said to, depending upon the speaker. No, if it is a third person and that is in the present simple tense, then definitely we're supposed to use says that, right? And in direct speech, you don't have to change anything. So you can see that exactly, we are supposed to write exactly same, whatever is, right, given there. Okay. Then let us, you can see here, I respect you, he tells me. So he tells me that he respects me, right? Yes, you change the tense, Shantanu, you change the tense when the reporting verb is in the different tense, right? If it is not says or say, then you change it. If it is said, okay, if it is said, then you change it, okay? Otherwise, no need to change anything, right? Now we can see some rules here, like what means how are we supposed to change this, okay? So the rules that we apply while changing this, you can see here, pronouns and adjectives must change while transforming into a reported speech. Yeah, that is a must. Means we change the tense and then the person. Shantanu, we definitely change the person, but we are like we have to check about the reporting verb and then we change this. Okay, suppose it is like this. My teacher always says to us, honesty is the, what is that? Best policy, right? So it would be when, like I says, you should always keep a watch on this. Now it is in the present tense. So when you are converting into the indirect speech, you will write here, my teacher always says to says that, don't change it because it is a universal truth is the best. Sorry, it will be small h. Honesty is the best policy. Okay. Why does become the statement true? We change the tense and then, yes, I forgot to mention sometimes in tense. Swati is saying, ma'am, why does is become the statement is true? What is it? No. It is, Swati, it means that, honesty is the best policy. Slow and steady wins the race. These are all proverbs. So slow and steady wins the race. What? Slow water runs deep. So these kind of like statements, the sun rises in the east. These are called what? They are universal or eternal truths, right? So they are not going to change. So that is why whenever we find these kind of statements in means in the direct speech, we do not change the tense. And why we did not change the tense here, there is also another reason, that the reporting verb is in the present tense, right? Yes, very good. Old is gold. Practice makes a man perfect. Okay, so these kind of statements, even if it is like this, suppose he said, old is gold, right? I'm using your sentence, okay? So when you say he said old is gold, you will be writing it, he said that old is gold. Because these are called what? Universal truth. We do not change the tense of this. Now is it okay? Swati, why if the statement is not true, it is not about true or false, it is about, it is called eternal. Eternal means what? Which is going to be there forever. Eternal truth. Do you think sun will start rising from the west tomorrow onwards? Swati. So something that kind of truth that never changes. Okay. So that is called eternal truth. It is not true. Okay. There is a difference between eternal truth and the normal truth. Okay. Scientific facts, eternal truth. Yes, universal truth, right? So I guess it is okay with Swati now. Let us move on to the next slide. These and other things that we do not, we have to change is this, these, that. Okay. So this is used in time expression, that becomes that. So for example, she said she is coming this week. This becomes that. She said that she was coming that week. Then, did you see? This becomes that. Okay. Then this and that used as adjectives usually change to the. So for example, he said, I bought this pearl or these pearls for my mother. So he said that he had bought the pearl or the pearls for his mother. So did you notice when we are using it as a, what kind of adjective is this? It is a demonstrative adjective. If you can recall, it is called demonstrative adjective, right? Here it is. In this case, it is an adverb, right? Here it is adjective. So when it is used as a demonstrative adjective, you will use the instead of what? This or that. Okay. Moving on. This and these used as pronouns can become it, they, them, depending upon. For example, he came back with 2 knives and said, I found these besides the king's bed. So he came back with 2 knives and said he had found them beside the king's bed. Okay. So you can either use them or you can also use those. Or you can also use these. Then he said, we will discuss this tomorrow. So he said that they would discuss it the next day. Okay. So you can notice here, tomorrow also becomes the next day. Why will you not use that? You can use that, no problem. Like I said, you can either use that or you can use this, right? So you can have a look at the change of tenses. How change in tenses. So when you are using present simple, I play football. He said that he played football. Cutting a tree, that becomes past progressive or past continuous. Okay, I get it, Shantanu, in that example. Yeah. That is not mentioned. Which one? The previous one. Okay, I'll take it. No, I was talking about this. This or that. Let me give you another example of that, right? This or that. So suppose, let's say a boy Kori one said, I find that play very amusing. Okay, let's say this is another example that I am sharing with you. So it will be, okay, you're talking about this, right? No, what did I say? This and these used as pronouns. Here example is given, this and these. We are not talking about that here. So why that would be written there? Got it? Okay. Right. I got it. I got it. So now let us focus on this particular thing, tenses, right? So sometimes, like you can see here, how past continuous. Now it is a different thing. Past continuous changes to past perfect continuous or past perfect progressive. Now this is something a little bit different, right? Then next one, I have come, and it has changed to again past perfect progressive. You can also keep it in the past perfect, no problem. Sometimes simple past also. For example, he said, my sister left for Delhi yesterday. Now quickly change this, convert this into indirect. Okay, Vanali, I'll just zoom in. Wait. Okay, visible? Yes. Quickly, send me the answer quickly. Yes. He said that his sister left for Delhi yesterday. He said that his sister had left. Hmm. Uh, it is, I think it is visible to everyone. Fine? Because in this way, you won't be able to see the screen properly. Yes, his sister left. No, no. Whenever you have, see kids. Yes, Barnali correct. Now correct. And I think Shantanu has written it correctly. It is, he said that my sister will become his sister, right? His sister had left. Okay, whenever you have this past simple, it will be changed to left for Delhi. Again, it is not yesterday. It is the day before. Yes, Mamina Raut has written it correctly. It is the day before. Okay. He told that his sister. Yes. Yes, we can write there told also. No problem. Right? Now, like I said, it changes according to the type of sentences we are using. Okay, you can see here. Commands, request, advice in indirect speech. I'm sorry, Ahana Barnali saying Ahana. Yeah. So, depending upon the kind of sentences, we are also using the reporting word while we are converting it into the indirect speech. Suppose if there will be a sentence like this. Okay, Smaranika. Sorry. So you can see that, yes, yesterday changes into the previous day. Yes, correct. So you can see, if I'll write a sentence that the principal said to the attendant, bring all the papers to. Now you see, the principal is asking the attendant to bring all the papers. So it is what? Smaranika, tell me, what is this? It is an advice, request, order. What is it? What is it? Quickly. What is it? Tell me. What is it? It is an order or a request. When the principal said to the attendant, bring all the papers to me. What is it? Order. Yes. So when we convert it, we will write the principal ordered, or we can say asked the attendant. Very easy. Attendant to. Now you don't have to worry about the tense now. Attendant to bring all the papers to him. Okay. Very good. Smaranika. The principal asked or ordered the attendant to bring all the papers to him. Right? So we change. Now you can see here, negative, commands, request, etc. role usually reported by not plus infinitive. What is it? Don't swim out too far, boys, I said. So it is I warned or told the boys not to swim out too far. So when we are using, see, in this sentence, we do not have a negative word, right? We do not have a not, right? So we will use asked. Yes, you can use either asked or you can use ordered, or some cases you can also say commanded. Okay, any of the three, depending upon. Now you will be getting questions in the MCQ format, right? We will have a look at that also. Now you see how exclamatory sentences are changed. You know, he said, what a dreadful idea, right? What is dreadful? A synonym of dreadful is horrible, right? What is a horrible? What a horrible line, right? So you can see that. I cannot help it, dear. If the screen, you find the screen blurry, I can zoom it out, because some people said that please zoom out. Now visible? Clear? Smaranika? So here you can have a look at this. That yeah, no, she was complaining that the screen is very blurry, so I just zoom it in. Hmm. So you can have a look at this. That what a dreadful idea. How dreadful. He exclaimed that it was a dreadful idea simply. Okay. It's like she said, what a beauty. Okay. So it will be, she exclaimed that it was a beauty. Simple. Okay. So we have already discussed all these things already. You can see here how things changes, like how, let me, it might be a little bit blurry for all of you. I'm just writing it. I know, it is a bit blurry. So it is just like this. We have already discussed this in the previous slide. It is just an additional slide. Suppose if it is 1 month ago, okay, or a month ago, it will be a month before. If it is tomorrow, I'm writing these things for you. Don't worry. Tomorrow it will be the next day. If it is next, no, if I will zoom also, you won't be able to like, I don't think it is already in the zoom like thing. So I don't think it will be clear for you. So you can see the day before becomes, the yesterday becomes the day before, right? Hmm. You can have a look at the other kind of exclamatory sentences here. Like, good, he exclaimed. So he gave an exclamation of pleasure. You will, again, these you will be using, or we will be doing all these or covering all these things while we will be doing spoken and written expressions chapter. Spoken and, so don't worry, this is for that. This is not for your narration only. Narration will be easier. This one you will be specifically using for spoken and written expressions part, right? The achievers section. Okay. So you can have a look at this, that when somebody is saying good and you are getting a question on this, he exclaimed, gave an exclamation of pleasure or satisfaction. If say, oh, then she exclaimed and turned the program off, right? So with an explanation of disgust. So he said, thank you. So he thanked me simply. Don't have to change it much. And he wished me luck. If it is, he said good luck. He wished me a happy Christmas. If it is, he said happy Christmas, right? If he said good morning, so it will be he wished me good. Okay. So this is how we'll be again covering that. Don't worry. Now you have some questions for you. Okay, this is how you will be getting a narration question. Yes. So quickly, I'll be waiting for the responses from your side. Quickly respond. I already got an answer from Shantanu. Shantanu. Then I got it from Smaranika. Anna. Anna. Anna, it is 1A. Okay. Correct option is A. Let us see. It is said that Nancy said, I may leave tomorrow. You know, may. may becomes might when the reporting verb is in the past tense. So let us see in which option might is there. So don't go for C or D. Choose either A or B. Let's see. She might leave the next day. And in this sentence, we have tomorrow. So this is incorrect. The correct option is A. This is how you are supposed to solve it. Elimination. Okay? Right. Then the second one, Keshav said, Rita is busy right now. So reporting verb is in the past tense. So definitely we'll go for is will become was. So Keshav said Rita was busy. Keshav informed that Rita was busy then. Yeah, because this is incomplete. This is something correct. B. Those who have written 2A, your answer is incomplete because this one is not converted in this. Then 3. Teacher said you are suspended. Sorry. The last one. Quickly. We'll be doing some more questions in the next class. Don't worry. We'll begin with some more questions on narration. I know it is blurry, but I'm reading it out. The teacher said you are suspended. So the teacher it is not exclamation because we do not have an exclamation mark here. So A and B is eliminated. C, no, not 3A. Teacher informed me that I was suspended. C, right? No, there is not an exclamation. Where is an this exclamation mark? Actually, I have like given it. Okay, it is by me. It is not by the. There is no exclamation. Answer is C. I've already answered it. In which question it is there? In my question, it is not there. If it is there in some other question, I'm not sure. Because in my question, I haven't written any exclamation mark. Right? Where do you find? No problem. Let it be. If there is explanation for you, we can very well go with the exclaimed. Okay. Okay. Now, I'll quickly share the word of the day slide for you. No, after suspended, there is no exclamation mark. I've already changed the slide. You can have a look at the other slide. Right? So it is written Enverit. How would you pronounce it? It is Enverit. Enverit. Okay? Enverit. It sounds like I never ate. Okay? So you can see here the class is not ended. You can have a look at this. So what is enervate means? Enervate means to weaken or drain of energy or vitality, right? When you feel that you're very weak, you feel that you are exhausted, there is totally no like energy left in you. It means that, okay? So enervate, so the prolonged illness enervated him, leaving him exhausted and feeble. you will find synonyms like weaken, debilitate, exhaust. These are all the synonyms of the word enervate. And you can remember this word by saying that if you never ate, you would feel enervated. Okay, it sounds like I never ate. So, did you all find the word? Right? You can also use it in the sentence like I feel enervated after the fever. Yes, Pandan, the session is over now. It is almost going to be over. Yes. So remember, to remember this word, you can say that when it sounds like I never ate. So I become what? Enervate. After the fasting. Yes. Very good. How long do you fast? Shantanu Panda. Who is it? Shantanu Panda is? What is your name? Shantanu only. Right? Yes. Okay. So that is all for today, guys. Thank you so much. Sanvi. Okay. Sanvi. So you fast, Sanvi? Or you are lying? Huh? Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the session. Take care. So in the next session, again, we'll be doing narration elaborately. Thank you. Bye. Take care. Okay. No problem. You're a kid. You're not supposed to do the fasting. Chalo. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Take care.